G'day guys, welcome back to another video. Now this is a highly requested video. I am going to be telling you all the reasons why I spent $18,000 and why I chose a 120 series Prado as my very first car and very first four-wheel drive. I'm going to be going through all the reasons why I bought it, engine, stats, absolutely everything you guys will need to know. And a lot of you question my process of thinking and buying, why I bought a mum bus for my very first car. So I'm going to be telling you all the reasons why I chose that bad boy right there. Let's get into it. Rightio. Let's start with the engine. So this was a big decision for me to make. These cars came out with a 4-litre V6 petrol like this one, and they came out in a 3-litre 4-cylinder diesel, turbo diesel. These cars came out with about a $10,000 difference between the petrol and the diesel. Now 15 years on, there's still quite a big price gap, but ripping on the beach, going up all the cuttings, being able to tow all my mates out, it was really a no-brainer. Plus it was about a $5,000 saving to go with something like this over a diesel with most likely 70, maybe to 100,000 more Ks. And I know diesel run for longer, blah blah blah, but I'm not going to be keeping this car forever. I'm young, I want to be able to tow all my mates out, and I want to be able to do all those awesome things. So that is why I chose the V6 petrol. I know you're all going, what is the fuel consumption on this bad boy? So we have probably filled it up 5 times. This car actually has a 180 litre tank, which gets about 1,100 kilometres out of it. So I can pretty much drive from my house to Canberra and I would not have to fill up. And it's doing between 15 and 16 litres per 100 Ks, which is a fair bit, but it is very, very, very fuel efficient for how much power you get out of this car. Now, for all the exciting numbers. So this car is a 4-litre V6 petrol with 207 kilowatts, 272 horsepower, and it has 400 Newton meters of torque. Now this car is all-wheel drive, it's not rear-wheel drive, so those figures are to all 4 wheels, which is a stupid amount for a stock standard Toyota engine. This specific Prado I bought it with 190,000 Ks on it. And these engines, if you do your research, read up on Prado Point and all the Prado owners clubs and everything like that, you'll find out that these engines, if looked after properly, they will go for 500,000 Ks. They will go. They are a bloody reliable engine. They won't go as long as a diesel. These things will go for as long as I'll need it, and it is going to be a very nice, reliable car with the Toyota badge, which just makes it more expensive and makes it that much more reliable. Now this car does, in fact, we've tested it, and I've also done a lot of research, and this car's 0 to 100 is 7.4 seconds, which is stupid fast. It is so bloody fast for a car of this size and this weight. This car weighs 1.936 kilos. 1,936 kilos, and the power to weight ratio for all you P-platers out there, it is just within the limits, the legal limits. It kilowatts to ton. So you do the calculation, you get it off the Queensland government website, you do the calculation, you get your kilowatts divided by the weight and then times it by 1,000 or times it by 100 or whatever, and it'll give you the kilowatts to ton. And you have to be, I think it's under 137 kilowatts per ton. When I did this, I believe it was about 120 kilowatts per ton. So this car it goes. For all you people who want to compare it to something and have something to compare the 0 to 100 to, the brand new 300 series, which is the most powerful standard Land Cruiser to ever come out, it does 0 to 100 in 8.8 seconds. That is with a 3.3 litre V6 twin turbo diesel. I like saying all that because it makes me feel good about my purchase. Alrighty, let's talk interior. Now, another big factor for me choosing my Prado, or a Prado in that matter, was the comfortability and the interior finish quality. These cloth seats, they are so comfortable. This car is going to be built for long distance touring, and it's going to be obviously built for doing some of the tough tracks that you see some of the other four-wheel drive content creators doing. This is not going to be a waterfall crawler. This is not going to be some winch truck. It is going to be a reliable, comfortable, long distance tourer that can keep up with some of the bigger trucks on some of the harder tracks. That's the plan, at least. This car is in fact a 5-speed auto. It is super smooth. It puts power to the ground immediately whenever you want it. It does not have climate control. It is a 15-year-old car. That's all right. Has all your buttons. I'm putting clips over right now for you. Has all your buttons. Has a pretty standard radio. It does have an aux cord, but super clear. Does have some pretty awesome speakers, some pretty bassy, good quality speakers in it. And for your information, this car, purchased 15 years ago brand new, was worth $58,000. So you'd expect a lot of these things out of a $60,000 car. My lord, it is in good condition. We've already taken the third row of seats out just for the extra little bit of boot space. Let's move to the back. Ignore the lean. This is for scientific research. This is the boot. Absolutely huge. I've taken the back seats out already. It has a little toolbox section right here which has all the necessities for changing and taking off a wheel off the back door and then putting it on another. A broken wheel. I've got me frisbee and me torpedo right there. But yeah, there's a few scratches in here, but that's what you expect for a boot of a car of this age, and that's completely fine. The trim is still super nice, super clean, but yeah, the boot space in here is huge. You can put these seats down if you want to have a snooze in the back. I love the wagon life. I love the wagon life. I'm not going to be chopping this car at any stage. The wagon life is my life. That was yuck. Now, there was only really one option for me in the end. My four-wheel drive had to have a badge like this, and it had to start with a P and end with a Rado. I looked at everything from the Tritons, the Hiluxes, absolutely every option possible. Patrols, I'm not against patrols, they are a beast. I looked at everything, but for the price, this car, I could not beat it. With the power, the reliability, the Ks, the fact it came with spotties, bull bar, 2-inch lift, 32s, roof racks and an awning for 18,000 is just unbeatable. But I've grown up around Toyotas and Prados and Hiluxes and Fortunas. Mum and Dad's first Prado was a 90 series. I wasn't around for that, but I was around for our very first two. It was a 2006 120 series GXL with a petrol just like this. We went from a 120 series. Mum and Dad then bought a brand new 150 series, which I'll try to find a picture of. We then got rid of the 150 series because we had a big 2.5 ton caravan and the Prado just was not towing it properly. Then we got a Fortuna with the 2.8 ton towing. We loved that, still love that car. We ended up selling that because COVID started to kick off. Well, we wanted to get into something before all the cars rose, so we got into a already kitted up Hilux, where we got into that. It was an N80, had all the gear, 2-inch lift, tyres, bull bar, fridge slide, dual battery system, all the goods. And then I went to Dad one day, and after looking at the market, and said, Dad, we could sell this car for more than we bought it for. Sold it for 15 grand more than what we bought it for, and then we bought that bad boy, Grandpa spec 150 series, and we pimped it out into the beast it is today, to the touring weapon that it is today. And now I got mine, which is also going to turn into a beast. But yeah, now this morning I put up on Instagram. If you're not following my Instagram, follow my Instagram, because that's a way you can get involved in the videos. I gave you guys the opportunity to ask me some questions, and all of it is pretty much about fuel consumption. And I won't go through all of them, I'll just go through the ones that have been most frequently asked. So how many Ks has the 120 done? It has done 190,000 Ks. When does the build begin? Everything is happening in the background at the moment. I'm talking to companies, I'm getting stuff sorted, but yeah, it's coming, it's coming. Is black the colour you wanted? Yes. It was hard to find a 120 series in black, and I've been messaged by some of the 120 series owners that black is actually quite rare for the 120s. I would have gone with graphite, but I wanted a dark colour because I love Mum and Dad's dark 150. Is it a GXL? If so, why did you go with that model? It is a GXL. I went with the GXL because the VX and the Grande both had leather seats, and they had like a pretty bad rap for the seats tearing, and got cloth seats, and the VX and Grande were about $5,000 to $7,000 more. Where's the first big trip planned? Well, there's a few different little trips happening. I'm still in grade 12, so I can't just go on a big trip, but Schoolies is booked for Fraser. We're going to Fraser for 9 nights. That is going to be a big trip, big filming trip. We're going to be doing the whole of Fraser Island. And before then, there'll be plenty of little trips where I'll be filming the Prado. How is the big girl on fuel? I already answered that one. 15 to 16 litres on a good day. Could get up to 17, 18. What style of four-wheel driving and camping are you building it for? That is a bloody good question. Like I said in the car, I'm building it to be a comfortable long-distance tourer that can also keep up with some of the bigger rigs on some of the other tracks. But it is no winch truck. It is definitely no winch truck. Fuel consumption, 0 to 100, 7.4 seconds. Why Prado? I've already answered that. What's happening driveline-wise? Not much. I'm going to be keeping it fairly stock standard because they're fairly reliable, and I'm not going to be doing anything stupid to the engine, so it's not going to be putting the driveline under much strain. I will be putting 33s on when the time comes, once I've got my lift kit in, which might put the driveline under some strain, but all I've heard is good things. How much fuel does your Prado chew? Yeah. Now, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you ask any questions you have in the comments. Go follow my Instagram. Hit me up on the DMs if you got anything you want to tell me. But yeah, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video.